Hello, everyone. Welcome to Highly Intelligent. I'm Jared,
And I'm Caleb.
and today we're talking about what's after death.
Totally not a heavy subject at all.
Yeah, this could be controversial. Everything we say, just keep in mind, it's all
theoretical.
Yeah,
we're not out here to put any existential worries in your mind. We're just saying, like, what if,
And if we're not putting down any religions by talking about the stuff here, we're just putting in a possible potential idea.
Right, like what makes sense.
Yes.
We're not saying like any religion is wrong or like any way of thinking. Because like I think we should have like a rule, like we're not going to discuss like subjects that are like more open to opinions. So like that means like politics, and, like religion and stuff. We're just going to talk about like thoughts about why they are the way they are and why they make sense and other things about them like that seem kind of weird. But we're not going to like say whether or not we actually believe them or not. We're just going to look at them critically.
Yeah.
Because we are highly intelligent.
Yes.
Wall bragging.
That was amazing. I loved that fun.
Do you think we should have like a segment on everyone, like where we start like talking about something and then it ends on because we're highly intelligent?
That would make sense.
Like a recurring thing on the show.
Yeah. We'll try and put that in each episode.
Yeah, but we can't say we're going to do it.
Yeah.
We can't tell you people. We just have to.
Too late. Too late.
No, we're just not going to say when we do it.
Yeah. We're not.
We're just like going to start, and people will be like, "Is it?
Is it now?
Time?
Is it?
Yeah.
Is it? Oh!
There it is. They said it.
Yeah.
Whoa!
They broke the fourth wall.
Always look forward to this time.
Yes.
All right, so let's talk about.
We'll start off with religion.
Religion. Okay, so.
In Christianity and most other religions, there's heaven and hell.
Right.
And if you're good, you go to heaven, and if you're bad, you go to hell.
Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about this?
I feel like, I think as a little kid, this like whole idea kind of messed with me because like when I heard about it, I thought like it was supposed to be like it was made to be intentionally the scariest thing.
Yeah.
Because I didn't grow up in the most Christian happy family. Like I feel like my parents were pretty. They were like, you can go after whatever religion you think makes sense, and like we're not going to force you, but like we're not going to put any ideas on you right now. But I think they were both pretty atheist-ish.
Yeah.
But I think my dad was agnostic actually. But I think in terms of like hell and heaven, they seem like weirdly extreme, like there's no like in between, like where you kind of go where it's like things are all right here.
Yeah,
it's not that bad. It's not. You were kind of an average person. You did some crazy shit in like the.
I think that's 30s. Where most people would end up. You either get everything you've ever wanted, or you get absolutely nothing except flames, or you're just like, hey,
oh, my coffee's kind of lukewarm.
Yeah,
shoot.
Dang,
that kind of sucks.
That's a minor inconvenience.
Every day.
Yeah.
Yeah. So like it's not hell, but it's not exactly great.
Yeah.
I think if the afterlife was like that, that'd be kind of depressing.
Yeah, you just look for what if that actually is the real thing, and you just go to another place. You're just like,
what would that be like? Like what would be? Like it wouldn't be torturous, so things would like kind of have to change every now and then.
It would just be very uncomfortable.
But also not super uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Like it would be comfortable sometimes.
Yeah, sometimes it'd be really comfortable, sometimes it'd be kind of uncomfortable. Mm-hmm. But it's never what you want or have nothing.
Yeah. And it's never what you fear.
Yeah.
And like where you have like horrible crap happening to you.
Yeah.
It's just sort of like
it's just there. Like it's not desirable, but it's not undesirable. It's just there.
Right. I think like 80% of humans would like go to that spot if that was the case.
Yeah, definitely.
And then you get like 10% going to, burn forever, you evil piece of and then heaven, which is like apparently incomprehensible pleasure.
Yeah.
Which is what meant like something else that messed with me was the idea that you had to do good things to get into heaven, but what if someone was just doing good things because they wanted to get into heaven and not actually because they were good? You know, like, would that affect the process?
Yeah.
If you're doing all these great things just because you want to get in good with the judges.
Well, I mean, you're still kind of doing good things. Like, you're making the world a better place.
Right.
Even if the ultimate goal is, like, for a selfish desire, you still do all these good things for people.
Right. Like, even if you're an asshole besides those things. Like, it's sort of like society, you know?
Yeah.
You can be a horrible person, but if you follow the law, technically nothing can really happen to you.
Yeah.
You could flip off some random guy and he could be a cop, and if you're white, he probably won't shoot you. So I think that is kind of like the same idea.
Yeah.
It's like you can do really terrible things and still get away with it as long as like you follow the guidelines.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Are you saying that black is not a guideline of society?
I mean,
Caleb Avery,
we don't
racist?
No.
Question?
That was a joke that is probably going to be controversial. We could just censor it out.
I mean,
are we though?
We're not racist.
Yeah, no. I'm not saying that.
It was an example
on police brutality.
Yeah, police can be pretty brutal.
Yeah, I make some jokes about that. I'm not.
Yeah,
I'm not like advocating it. I'm saying like it's a problem.
Yeah,
and it needs to be taken care of.
Yeah,
but if I see the opportunity to be like, well, if you were white, that would be. I don't know.
Let's not get into that.
I feel like I'm gonna say something on here.
Yeah.
Like later down the road, and it's gonna be like a really big deal. I'll be like, I was just joking.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
We really need to get control of what we talk about. The first episode we talked about like dictatorships and anarchy and overthrowing the government, taking over an elementary school. Now we're talking about police shooting people. We should really.
Yeah, we had a friend listen to the podcast like the first time that we did it, like when it first went up, and he listened to it and he was like, "So the FBI is like looking for you. Like they're probably going to look for you guys after this." And we were like, "Yeah, probably." We talked about overthrowing the government.
Yeah.
Aliens. I think like talking about aliens though, that kind of like neutralizes it because Area 51 was such a meme.
That isn't all you're going to hear of aliens though. We have a whole episode dedicated to that coming up.
Aliens, yeah.
And we're going to have guests for that episode, and it's going to be great.
It's going to be a fun time. So you guys have that to look forward to.
Yeah. So I think a major thing that we should bring up about what's after death. This is a theory. What if we're all just some online game and we're NPCs? You know?
Yeah.
And like us being NPCs is like we aren't the characters and we don't excel. And the people who succeed in life,
like the people who are rich, the people who get into crazy situations,
those are actually the playable characters.
Who do you think that would include? Like just the rich? Or like would it include
celebrities?
Could it also include poor people who are like living through really horrific conditions and like that's a horror game of some kind?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And like we are just people there to fill in for the rest of the world as NPCs.
Right.
And the players, they come to us to continue in their story or their quest. Mm-hmm. And we help them out, and that's only our purpose.
We continue living, yeah. Or we just cease to exist.
Yeah.
What do you think happens after like the NPC dies? Because like people die, but like maybe we're just like always gonna be like this, and then when we die, like it just starts over again.
Yeah.
What do you think like would happen if it was just a continuous game? Like what would happen to the NPC? We would
probably be another NPC. Like it would regenerate at some point.
Right, but it would be a different person.
Yes.
So reincarnation, basically.
Yeah. Maybe Hinduism wasn't
all that off. What if the gods were the players or like the code developers just messing with stuff and they made themselves look like gods?
Yes, they're the developers of the game. Mm-hmm. It's all coming to me now.
Oh,
we're in a video game.
It's totally possible.
Oh God. Oh.
Overload. Can't take it.
What? But our video games, all right.
What if
our video games.
What if, as an NPC, you died and then you wake up and you're standing like this on a little circle, like
T-posing,
you're T-posing, and like some unknown force just like spins you around, and you're like, "Whoa, what the fuck?" And then like your skin changes color, and like it's someone like selecting what they want you to look like.
Yes,
and you're like, "Dude, I'm freaking out right now."
Yeah. And you like, can't like show any emotion. You're just like internally like, what is going on? I have no control.
Yeah, like your face can't move. And then like somehow like like someone's like looking at your face and they like change like your expression and shit. And you're just sitting there like, please get me out of this.
I don't want to be smiling.
I just want to be born. Leave me alone. And then like you'd always get like that one asshole who like sets like the default hair to like something insane. Just like to see what it would look like. And you're like, great. I have to live like 70 years like this. That would suck.
Yeah. What if, like, when we're born, or when we die, right? We learn all the secrets of the universe.
Mm-hmm.
But when we're reincarnated, when we're born, we forget them.
That's actually a big theory in, like, Buddhism. Is when you die, you know everything about the universe.
Yeah.
Like, you basically become God. And it's like this whole, like, breath of, okay, makes sense. And then, like, you go back down and live another life.
Mm-hmm.
So that sounds like a kind of nice way of doing it, actually. Like, you get, it's sort of like you live, and then, like, as time goes on, like, life gets progressively more and more terrible.
Yeah.
and then you die, and then, like, you get, like, a second to look at it and be like, oh,
it all makes sense.
Not that bad. Not that bad. Okay. And then, like, what if death is just, like, the recovery period?
Yeah.
And, like, it's sort of like, if you're, let's say you're playing a video game and you keep, like, dying in it, and, like, the conditions aren't that great, and you get really frustrated, so you need to, like, take time away from the game to recuperate.
Mm-hmm.
And so death is kind of that recuperation.
Yeah.
So once you have enough time to calm down and, like, kind of forget about how terrible things were, you think, okay, let's go back in, because the game's still exciting. You still, like, want to give it another shot. It's just you needed time to get away from it.
So, if we are characters modeled after other beings,
mm-hmm.
like, do we just have, like, insanely good graphics? Or, like, what if our graphics are the terrible ones, and there's, like, a game that's 20 times better with way better graphics
mm-hmm.
and way better animated humans, and, like...
And this is the crappy version.
Yes.
But everything, like, is in detail, yet somehow not.
Yeah. And there's, like, so much more detail in another game.
I heard a theory. There's actually a theory, like, you can only see a small percentage of, like, light spectrums in this universe.
That's an actual
what if, like,
thing.
other games include that? And, like, the beings that are playing the games actually see everything.
Like,
and this is just, like, a little test game.
There are more colors.
Mm-hmm.
Like, that's I think about that a lot. Like, butterflies, they see other light. Like, they see through ultraviolet.
Mm-hmm.
And if they see through that, they see more colors than us.
Yeah. So butterflies have a really trippy experience through life. They just wake up on leaves, like, okay.
But that's, like, the normal to them, you know?
Yeah.
And, like, for us, if we were to have that, that'd be trippy.
Yeah.
And if they were to have what we have, that'd be trippy to them.
Mm-hmm. If you had to, like, wake up as a butterfly one day. I think the trippiest thing about waking up as a person from being a butterfly is that you wouldn't know what a person was.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like butterflies have no concept of people. But, like, people, if you woke up as a butterfly, I mean, you'd probably, like, die of a heart attack. Just because you'd be so surprised.
Like, what the heck am I?
What the frick? What happened to
Why am I a butterfly?
What happened to my feet?
You'd have that one guy that'd be like, this is my dream, I've always wanted
I've always wanted to be a butterfly.
And then he'd fly away.
He's like somebody, he gets snatched up by a hawk.
Oh, God.
He just, like, takes off from the leaf. I'm free to be me.
What if that one guy is the Mothman? You know, like the legend of the Mothman?
Oh, yeah, I've heard about that.
Yeah.
So it's some guy who became a moth?
Yes. And
what if stuff like that is actually the developers or the gods just messing with us? Like, what kind of crazy shit? And then, like Bigfoot, real thing. Somebody placed him down And then after someone spotted him and took a picture, the gods, like, they edited the picture. Like, they froze time and, like, they got rid of Bigfoot. And then, like, they made the picture look really blurry so people wouldn't believe it.
Mm-hmm.
And they ruined that guy's life.
What if things like Bigfoot and aliens and stuff
actually exist?
Are, like, they're modifications and DLCs you get to the game.
Mm-hmm. If, like, you're intelligent enough, or, like, maybe if you live enough lives,
or the Easter eggs to future updates.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, future updates as in, like, aliens are going to attack the world.
Mm-hmm.
That's, like,
that's hinting, coming up. That's a coming up event.
Yeah, that's hinting at it. And Bigfoot is a post-evolution monkey, and it's just like a hint to what things used to be.
Right. Oh, that's kind of getting back into not religion, but like theories.
Yeah. And
that's interesting.
And like everything weird to us, all the wonders of the world, they're just like Easter eggs that we don't understand.
Like the pyramids, they were just made to confuse us.
The playable characters, they do understand.
Right, because like they're so much more advanced.
Yes.
Do you think that's why, if there are gods that made the world, like that's why they made it? Because they just wanted something interesting to do.
Yeah, that'd be it.
What if you were a god and you could make yourself forget that you were a god and like put your mind into a human body and like live a whole human life, and then wake up and you're a god?
And you're like, whoa.
That was fun.
That was a lot of fun.
It's like a drug trip for you.
Yeah.
I've always wondered, like, what if life was like a different being, like taking drugs, and the outside world. Well, because like when you have dreams, right? Like they make sense during the dream, but then like you wake up. Have you ever realized like things that you said in the dream didn't really make sense?
Yeah.
Like the words didn't go together properly, but you're like,
that makes sense while you're dreaming.
Yeah, but then afterwards you think, what was I saying? Like that wasn't English.
I do, you, poo, to do.
Yeah.
And then like they'd understand.
But, like you say it really seriously in the dream, and people are like, yeah, let's do it. You're like, do what?
What does this mean?
So what if that's happening right now? Like we're speaking total technical gibberish. We're making like meaning out of it.
Yeah.
But when we wake up, it was like some sort of tablet or drug that we took. And like we're waking up in an office. Well, maybe offices don't exist. Maybe the world, like, it doesn't need offices. Like, that's just how different it is.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, everything works differently. And people, like, whatever is out there is going to wake up and think, that was so weird. I enjoyed it, but I don't understand what it was all about.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then,
which is totally possible, because, like, you don't know. Nobody's, like, died that we know of and, like, has come back with, like, evidence, like anything besides claims that they went beyond death. So
yeah,
it's all up for interpretation.
What if like when we die, we come back as like someone else, and when you're a baby, you do know all the secrets, but as you get older, you forget more and more of them.
Yeah, I have heard theories about that.
When your first ever memory, like that you can think back to, that was when you've completely forgot everything.
Yeah.
And like when you're babies, they dream inside the womb. Mm-hmm. Like, you ever thought about what they dream about?
What if that's the brain getting ready for like the transfer of like the dying person's mind into the baby's mind? And like when a baby, like when its brain forms, it's connected to another person who's like super old.
Yeah.
And the baby is dreaming that life. And what if they're two separate people, but the baby like gets the memories of the old person, and like they kind of make some sort of connection, and that's why like really old people don't talk, because they're so focused, like their minds are so focused on doing that, and like there's no way for them to explain it to other people, so they just like go along with it.
Yeah.
And they like pass off a bunch of thoughts and feelings to the baby, and that's kind of like how their brain develops.
Dang. Well, that's deep, man.
Yeah. Here's a thought.
What if in our video games, NPCs think that they are living in the real world?
Like if they were designed to do that?
Yeah, like
that'd be interesting.
We've programmed our little mini games. Like if our whole world
The
is a
Sims
game,
would be so boring.
yeah.
Like they literally just stand there. Maybe they don't. Maybe they actually do.
Like
things.
what if the Sims think that they are like
actually in
the
control
real
of
world,
themselves,
and
yeah.
they don't? They think we are the gods that control them.
Mm-hmm. And they just don't say anything because like they don't speak English or any language.
Yeah, and they have their own languages and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And
yeah.
Well, our item of the week is
Wait, have we gone through all of the topics?
Yeah, we've gone through them all.
Life a game, simulation, meaning of life. Yeah, maybe.
Yeah. So this week's item is a wooden flute.
It's a double flute. I got it at a Renaissance festival. So the person who sold it to me, I actually got it for my birthday, which is interesting. But it has 2 chambers. One chamber does not have any holes. The other one has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It has 6 holes. There's some designs on it, but basically, like if you blow into the first one with all the holes covered, then all the holes uncovered. And the other one, and that's it. That's the only sound that you have.
Mm-hmm.
So I've heard of like other flutes where there are also holes on this side, and you can play like on the empty side there would be holes, and you could play different melodies on each one and like have them sync up, sort of like a duet, but with your fingers. And I have no idea how anybody would do that. And like imagine like the coordination required to like do that. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So Jared, would you like to give it a shot? Yeah. Yeah. All right.
Let me cover these holes.
Mm-hmm. I would.
When you play both chambers, that's what it sounds like.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can you think of like some like a start to a Native American story that would start with this kind of music?
Yes. Yes.
Like, you know what? Let's have a fun little section on here. You know what we should do?
We should save this for the bonus episode.
I think we should, but I think we should have a segment at the end of every episode where like we make up some sort of story about the thing that we're talking about.
Yeah.
So for this part, Jared, I am going to challenge you to make up some like Native American story. It has to sound legit, and I'm going to like play music over it, and you have to like think of like an introduction to it.
All right.
So this is how the blank animal is this way today.
All right, let's do it.
All right. Ready? We're going to do this on 3, 2, 1.
So, a panda, all right. The panda, it got its black because one day the gods, they covered up the sun. And when they covered the sun, everything was dark. Everything turned black. It took away all the color. But when the color came back, the pandas, they were in caves, and they were super black. And they got their white because the streams of light that broke into the caves turned their fur white. And that's why parts of them are black and parts of them are white. Yeah.
Yeah. It was, you know what it sounded like? It sounded like some crazy guy on the sidewalk, you know, like in Ithaca or something, like ranting about something that he thinks everybody needs to know.
Yeah.
And maybe he does. Maybe that is how the pandas got their colors. And we were just told to believe something different.
Yeah.
Who knows?
Well, thank you for listening to Highly Intelligent. I'm Jared.
Yep, I'm Callum. It was great to have you guys. I hope you all enjoyed this. We're going to a birthday party, and someone is calling us, so we are going to leave it off here. But catch us on the bonus episode. Yeah.
Yeah.
See you next week.
See you next week.
Bye for now.